Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Welcome back to our favorite Sembang Santai, the place where we talk casually about IoT, AIoT, smart cities, digital solutions and the real stories behind technology adoption. Okay, so today we are going to talk about a group of people who are very important in the IoT industry, but sometimes they do not get enough attention. Okay? Hold on. We always talk about sensors, platform, dashboards, gateways, and also artificial intelligence (AI). Kan? Yet, behind many successful IoT projects, there is usually one key player quietly making everything works at the customer side. That player is system integrator. Okay? So they are the people who meet with the customer, understand the actual problem, select the right devices, install the equipment, configure the platform, test the connectivity, train the users, and return to the site when something does not behave as expected. In many ways, they are the people who convert an IoT idea into something that can actually be used. So today's topic is one IoT platform, many players. How system integrators can build real IoT businesses. And of course, with me today is Dr. Mazlan Abbas, the co-founder and CEO of Favourite. Assalamualaikum Dr. Mazlan Abbas. Welcome back, Doctor. Woohoo!
Waalaikumsalam, Zura. Thank you for having me again.
Okay.
I think for hosting this Favourite Sembang Santai, which now in the episode 47 lah. So it's quite a number of topic that we have discussed. So I like this topic because system integrators for us, they play a very key and very important role. And in the whole ecosystem that we are seeing them, especially when we talk about real IoT deployment. So many people can talk about IoT from the slide deck lah. So we make presentations on slide deck, but many people can also show their dashboard during a demo, but when it comes to actual deployment, customer workflow, device placement, troubleshooting, long-term support, the system integrator becomes very important. Like what you said just now lah, so many things that they are doing.
That's right, Doctor. That is so true. Sometimes people think IoT is only about buying sensors and showing data on the dashboard. But once the project enters the real environment, many things suddenly becomes more complicated for them.
Yeah, exactly. I think the moment we go into the field, the real world becomes quite messy. And sites are very much different. The users that we are facing also different. The networks are also very different.
Definitely.
Depending on the scenarios that we're building. And also when you're facing the customers, the expectations are different. So that's why I think for system integrators, they're not just installers, they're actually problem solvers.
Very true.
Yep.
Okay, Doctor, let us begin with the basic questions. When we say system integrator in the IoT industry, what do we actually mean?
A system integrator is actually the bridge between the technology and the customer's real operation. These are the people. So on one side, you're looking at, we have the sensors, we have gateways, networks, cloud platforms, we talk about API, the dashboard, the analytics, and also maybe the AI. So on the other side, we have a group of people. We have people who are actually trying to solve practical problems. So on one side is the technology, and other side is the customer. So a factory, for example, may want to reduce machine downtime. So a building owner might want to have monitor their electricity usage. Then you have another local council as the customer who may want to detect flooding earlier, for example. So another customer, you might see that another farmer or a farm may want to monitor their soil moisture, their weather conditions. Another one, you might see that a logistics company may want to monitor the temperature inside a cold truck. So there are so many IoT solutions for different customers. So the important part is that we have a system integrator. They connect both of these two worlds. So they take the technology and they shape it into a solution that makes sense for whichever customer they are facing.
Right. So basically, doctor, they are not just the people who install the devices, kan?
Okay, no, they are not just installers like I said just now lah.
Betul.
So they are much more than that. So of course, installation is one part of it lah.
Yeah.
So it's a big part of the work is installation. But the real value actually is understanding the problem. You know, when the customer facing something. So understanding the problem and making sure the solution fits actually to the customer's punya daily operation.
Okay.
So what we want exactly Zura is a good system integrators knows where exactly they want to place the sensor. Yeah, they know what kind of alert that is useful and what kind of alert that will annoy the users. So you don't want unnecessary alerts, kan? So they know exactly whether the dashboard is too technical. I think we have seen a lot of dashboard which is so beautiful graphs but still technical lah for us and for the operations people. So they know exactly whether the customer needs a daily report, weekly report, or they want to know whether the customer wants only an alert when something abnormal happen. So they know exactly. So they have the knowledge. That is the real knowledge that we want with system integrator. We don't want them to just become a reseller or distributor. That is a reseller distributor job. So by system integrator have that knowledge of how to put things together. So it must comes from the experience and not from only a product brochure lah.
I believe they have a domain expert too in those industry.
Yes, they must have a domain expert because a system integrator in a certain industry, if they are very good in logistics, they really understand what's the logisticnya problem. If they are in smart cities, the system integrator in smart city really know exactly what smart city is.
That's right. Oh well, that makes sense, doctor. So the IoT platform provides the foundation, but the system integrator gives the solution its local context and real business value, kan, doctor?
Yeah, correct. I think the platform is, you just made it. The platform is like a kitchen.
Okay.
You ada dapur?
Ada, of course. Dia berasap dengan tak.
So the platform is the kitchen. So but the system integrator is like the chef.
The chef.
Are you the chef?
I am.
I
am.
If you have a kitchen but it doesn't have a chef, then the kitchen is there.
Okay. Memang tak berasap lah.
So there must be a chef. A system integrator is like a chef. So they use the same kitchen. Actually, when you are a chef, you use same kitchen. They can produce many kind of dishes, different dishes depending on who is cooking and who is eating. Kan? So a chef is that way lah. See, Zura, you have been cooking so many recipe. So one system integrator may use the same platform, like the chef may use the same kitchen lah, kan? To build smart building, and then they can build another one. The same kitchen, the same platform can be used to build a smart farming solution. So you see, smart building, smart farming. Maybe another one can build a smart cold chain monitoring. Another one can be a smart city monitoring.
Smart livestock.
Smart livestock. And foundation can be the same. The platform is the same. The kitchen is still the same. But the recipe they put in when they
different
menus. So, but the final solution can be very different lah, because by the end of the day, it's the customer who wants from them, and they can build accordingly to what the customer wants.
Nice.
So you must have a very good kitchen lah.
Okay, yes. Ada.
Your kitchen can cook Malay food, English,
many got oven, whatever.
So I'm sure you have that.
Yeah, and I really like this kitchen example. Actually, it makes the idea very easy to understand, doctor. Okay, now let us talk about the platform itself. Many people see the platform as a product by itself. You often say the platform is the foundation, not the final product. So what do you mean by that, doctor?
Okay, so when people hear the word IoT platform, so they often imagine a dashboard, imagine chart and device data. Okay, those things are important, but they're only part of the whole story. And IoT platform can handle a lot of things, Zura. So they can handle many common technical functions. So these are the things that we need to understand. It receives data. It receives data from the devices. It stores the data. It manages the users. Display the dashboard that you want. Handles the alerts. Provide API. Support analytics. Banyak kan?
Banyak.
So it's not only that. So these are necessary functions. But most customers do not buy the technology because they want technical functions. Macam I cakap tadi lah, if you are a chef, you just buy the recipe here and there, but you don't cook it, then it still remain there. So a customer wants something you cannot cook. You don't know as you have all the ingredients, but you cannot do anything.
True.
So it must do something from the kitchen. So the customer buys solutions because they have problems. So when a building owner, for example, owner wants to know why electric usage is high after office hours. So another one example, the cold chain operator, they want the proof that temperature stay within the correct range, compliance lah.
During the transition,
the transition, so that they can ensure that the goods are still very fresh. A farmer wants to know whether the irrigation is needed. A city officer in smart city wants to know whether when the flood warning should be triggered. So all of these are the problem statement and the alerts that they want to.
Right.
So the platform then is important, but it does not complete the story by itself. The real business value comes from the platform. When the platform is shaped into a solution for a specific problem. So by the end of the day, you have a platform, the kitchen that comes with you. Oh, this is the menu. Apa nama menu yang selalu masak?
I can come up with
lamb shank apa benda tu kan?
Not lamb aja. Okay,
lamb shank because tomorrow we have. So you ask for the menu and we give the produce it kan?
So you mean to say that customers are not really asking for MQTT, API or database storage and all those. So they are asking for answers.
The answers. They don't ask for ingredients. If they ask for ingredients, that's why the customer have to cook by themselves. But they don't know how to cook.
Exactly.
So they need someone to cook for them. So like I said just now, like the customers rarely wake up and say that, hello, today I need data ingestion. What is that? They wake up and say that, hey, why my operation is not visible? Why do I only know about the problem after it becomes so serious? So that is why system integrators are important. So they know exactly how to translate that technical platform capabilities, the ingredients yang kita cakap tadi, into operational value, into something that can be eaten lah. So they know how to say this data should trigger this alert. This report should go to this manager or that manager. So this dashboard should be simple enough for the site team to understand. So that translation layer is where the real works happen.
Okay. So sekarang ni maybe we can talk about why the generic IoT is not enough anymore.
Okay.
So let us talk about the competition. Many system integrators say they can do IoT. They can provide sensors, dashboard connectivity and also installation. But when many companies say the same exact thing, the customer starts comparing prices. So why does this happen, doctor?
Yeah, the same thing when you're a cook, you cook the same thing and people will ask why your food is much better than the other food.
Ai tangan ai. Gitu.
So maybe the food looks the same, but the kitchen can be different.
Ada secret ingredient.
Ada secret ingredient that you don't know. So it happens because the offering sounds too generic. So when the system integrator said, we can do it. So the customer may not immediately understand what makes them different. So everyone, the chef say,
what unique about that?
I can cook lamb shank. Everyone can cook the same. So what's the difference between you and you? So if a company says that it can provide sensors and dashboard, another company says the same thing, and then the third company also say the same thing, the customer naturally will ask, everyone is giving the same thing. Who can give me the lowest price?
That's always there.
Is that the same food? Why should you charge me this 10 ringgit, 5 ringgit?
The same plate. This one 10 ringgit.
If it looks the same, give me the cheapest one. So that's where the danger. That's where the danger begins. Once the discussion becomes talking only about price, then the system integrator loses that chance to show the deeper value. So they must show I'm the chef. What
they have the real value.
Michelin chef.
Yes. Okay. So basically, doctor, the issue is not that they lack technical ability. The issue is that their positioning is actually sounded too general.
Yes. Many systems integrators are capable of doing a lot of things, but the problem is they might not be able to package their expertise clearly. So they may have worked in buildings, factories, farms, logistics, but they still describe themselves as a general IoT provider. So we suggest them that they can have a stronger approach.
Wasted
So
like that.
they say I'm going to specialize. So instead of saying we provide IoT solutions, what solutions kan?
Yeah.
You rasa banyak sangat, they can cook everything ke? No. So they can say we help commercial buildings reduce energy wastage using IoT monitoring. Nampak very specialized.
Yes.
They talk about only energy wastage. So this system integrator is the one that you want to look for. Instead of saying we provide sensors and dashboard. Okay, one is giving that. So they can say something slightly different. Say, we help cold chain operators provide temperature compliance during delivery. Then you can see, this system integrator
nice
looks very
compliance.
different kan. So that kind of message is much clearer lah.
Betul.
So Zura, I think it tells the customer that the integrator understands the problem. Not I'm selling the ingredient, I'm selling the name of the food. No, they must be showing that they can do something
It means
different.
I'm fixing your
I'm
issues.
fixing your issues, reducing your wastage, reducing your energy usage. Something is different.
Correct. So it means to say the shift is from selling IoT technology to selling industry-specific outcomes.
Yeah, exactly. I think a general IoT integrator sells technology.
Yep.
That's why you're saying it sells IT solutions, smart solution here and there. But a specialized integrator sells what you call confidence lah. So when the customer feels that the integrator or the system integrator understands their industry, understand their risks, their daily operations, so they must be in the domain kan.
Yes.
Then you can see the conversation start to change lah. So it is no longer only about having a cheapest price. So it becomes about trust, experience, the ability for you to deliver the right outcome. So that changed the whole conversation.
Right.
It's not about 1 million, 100,000, 400,000. We are competing with price. That's not the case lah.
Yes, that's right. Doctor, I think I remember you did mention previously, to me about service layer. Okay, I think this is like a key idea, but perhaps can you explain to our listeners what a service layer means in a simple way?
Okay, and this is where I think we want to build on top of the kitchen lah. The idea like this. So a service layer is what system integrator builds on top of the platform to make the solution useful for a particular industry or a customer group. Let us take before I given this example lah, when in the chat and cook lah kan. So kalau you nak masuk nak buat kuih apam ke, kuih bangkit ke, kuih apa lagi, kuih tart ke. So every type of food or kuih have a different ingredients and something acuan dia lah. So that acuan is like another service part lah. So while you have the kitchen, but you need to have the acuan to ensure that you can build on top of the kitchen lah. So in the oven you can put different things so they can come up with the different things lah. So let us take the cold chain logistics as an example. So IT platform can receive temperature data from the truck. So it can store the data, show the charts, trigger alerts. So but the cold chain service layer is more specific. So other than just receiving that kind of information, service layer is slightly more different. So because that is only like ingredient kan. So it includes, what happens is that it includes correct temperature threshold. So you need to put a certain threshold with that. It includes alert rules. When the temperature goes out of range. So it includes reports that can be used for compliance. It may include driver notification, customer proof of delivery, incident reports, and monthly performance report. So the raw data is now being translated to something which is purely not data alone. It's something else. It's a service that you provide to the cold chain. So that service layer is not just only a software. It contains knowledge, workflow, reporting, support, customer experience. It's not purely graph anymore. So that it belongs to the cold chain punya domain lah. The service is being given to them. So that service needs to be customized by the system integrator who knows the domain of that. So they build the service layer.
Okay. So the platform manages the data, but the service layer turns the data into a business process, Doctor.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying just now.
Right.
So, data alone is managing data, is the platform can do that.
Yeah.
So when I give you the data, you give the service to the right customer,
to your client,
client. So that's where the integrator gives or create more value lah.
Right.
So once they have the data, they can create that workflow, whatever lah. So but again, Zura, I think when a system integrator meet a customer like the one customer, the first deployment can be very difficult for them.
Yeah.
Because baru nak adjust, baru nak understand the workflow, they need to understand the customer operation,
right.
They need to understand the devices that for that particular services, they need to adjust the alerts because they don't know what kind of alerts should be sent, kan? So they should improve the dashboard, why it looks like this for this customer. So they train the users. So for the first installation, it can be quite difficult because it's the learning process.
Correct.
So but the second one, the third deployment, they should not start from zero anymore because they have learned everything.
Yeah.
They have the templates, kan?
Yeah,
They
the
have
base.
the base. They have the templates. They have the checklist.
Yep.
They have the standard dashboards. They have the common alert rules. They know, okay, what alerts rather than kita agak-agak what kind of alert. And now already know the alerts. What kind of report formats? The installation guide. So everything is within that service. So they are now become an expert in that area. So now you see the project becomes slowly becomes a product.
Yeah.
Product on what? Logistic.
Yes.
Product on healthcare. Product on certain.
Agriculture, something like that. Yeah, this is actually, in fact, very important, Doctor. Many integrators keep treating every project as a new custom project. They do not convert their experience into something repeatable.
Correct. They are missing this opportunity lah. But I think we also seeing a lot of customers nowadays when they start to meet the same customer again and again. Now they start thinking about having a product by itself lah, kan?
Yeah.
Because if the system integrators keep on changing products, then they couldn't get specialized in certain things. So every project should teach them something lah. So if they can document the learning properly, kan?
Yeah.
So the next project becomes faster, because they have all the template, the document, the domain knowledge. So after several deployments, they can create a specialized solution for them. I'm going to be specialized in cold chain monitoring. I'm going to specialize in livestock monitoring. Yeah, so that become a very easy for them to sell, easy for them to deliver, easy for them to support, easy for them to do marketing juga.
Well, Doctor, maybe let us make this practical. Suppose I am a system integrator, okay, focusing on smart building. How can I build business on top of favorite?
Are you okay?
I am okay. Let me
Okay. Smart building, kan? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. You want to become a smart building integrator?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can use Favorite lah as the foundation.
Okay.
So the platform foundation is what you're offering. Favorite is offering the platform foundation, the kitchen. Okay. So the integrator connects all these sensors, the energy meters, the water meters, temperature sensors, humidity, air quality, occupancy, whatever monitoring devices.
Okay.
Then we allow the Favorite to handle all this platform function. So in terms of data collection, having the dashboard, give the user access, onboard the devices, putting the alerts, having the analytics. So all of that, the functions are being given by Favorite.
Okay.
But then the system integrator, like you said, you build a very building specific service layer. So because you want to become like a service building lah. So what are the service building service? So that can become a building management system. You can be that. Okay, very specialized. So if I have another system integrator who comes in, no. You might also want to monitor other things in the building. So the integrator can offer other things like energy wastage detection. So you have that workflow after office hour punya monitoring, energy monitoring, equipment abnormality alerts, tenant level reporting, air conditioning performance alerts. So you have monthly energy summary reports. So now the integrator is no longer selling meters, selling dashboards. So they are actually selling a smart building monitoring service.
Okay, that sounds very valuable. Because customer can see the operation punya benefit.
Yeah, and you can make money as a system integrator lah.
That's what I want. Tiba-tiba. Okay.
Jadi soalan sini tak.
Oh, okay. Yes, there's one comment from Voltrabot. If I were to start IoT bot for education for school, will make a lot of profit? Because people always say education will not create a lot of profit. IoT bot for education.
Okay, it's quite interesting the question because when we talk about dia kata untuk education,
education.
For school so last week we went to ITEX. So ITEX is where an exhibition for IT, and there's a lot of exhibitors there, ranging from companies, universities, and now schools.
Schools, yeah.
So I've seen a lot of schools. They have very innovative projects. Some of them are non-IoT, some of them are IoT based. So I'm sure we have now bring down that IoT punya knowledge board tu ni, how to learn, how to use IoT to the schools.
Yep.
And I think now there is a demand. At one time, IoT is very specialized subjects meant for the universities. But now
college students,
so higher institutions. Now they have brought down to the schools, and they have been learning that, even though it's not a subject within the classes, but they have extra curriculum.
Yep.
And this is what value add the students lah. Personally, we don't engage directly with the education sector in the schools, only with the universities, but I can see that. But if you make it affordable enough, I'm sure that there is a market there.
So Dr. tadi we were talking about the smart building, yeah.
Okay, smart building.
So I was like saying that it's gonna be it's not that it is more valuable because the customer can see the operation punya benefit.
Yeah, that's the idea. I think a building owner may not care much about the technical architecture, kan? So, but they only care about what they see. Unnecessary electricity usage after midnight, so they want to know. They care about a report. They can see where each floor actually consuming more energy. They care about when they receive alert before a small issue happen, becoming more expensive problem, kan? So then this is where I think the system integrator can come in lah. They can build a monthly service,
okay,
so you
nice.
can make money out of that.
That's nice.
So instead of only charging for installation, charging for monitoring, they can start to charge on other part lah. Monitoring, reporting, supporting, improvement. So that you become a system integrator that can make money lah.
It's gonna be recurring
revenue.
Interesting. Let me think about that. Tiba-tiba. Okay, doctor, let us move into smart agriculture. Many people talk about agriculture IoT, but adoption is not always easy. So how can system integrators create real value in this sector, doctor?
Okay, now we go to the agriculture part. So agriculture is a very good example because farms are not all the same.
Correct.
Okay, so soil condition, crop type, water source, weather patterns, irrigation method, farmer behavior, everything are different. Okay, so a platform alone cannot understand all the details. So we need a system integrator who works closely with the farms. So they must create the right service layer based on the domain.
Domain of the crops.
Plantation and chili fertigation and palm plantation are two different things.
Definitely.
Rubber is also a different thing. So you need to be the right service layer for different agriculture of crops lah.
Yes.
So they can monitor the soil moisture, soil temperature, water tank, fertigation, everything can be monitored.
Yes.
But again, the real value is not the data alone that comes and collected. The real value is what the decision that comes from the data. So for the case like palm plantation, when exactly the irrigation should start? Like sawah padi, they might have a different timing based on chili or palm plantation, so the irrigation is different, kan?
Yes.
So So and then you have to understand whether the pump is working properly. Is the crop under stress? Ada stress crop.
Stress tau doktor.
So
nak tumbuh pun
nak
stress.
tumbuh stress, nak buah besar pun ada stress.
Yes.
So you have to ensure the water supply. Is it too low or too high or whatever kan? So you need to know the farm manager should receive alert today. What to do.
Yes.
So all of these questions are very useful. Yeah, more than simply showing dashboard, graph.
Yes. So doctor, the system integrator becomes more than a technology provider. They become someone who understands about the farm's operation lah, macam ni, right?
Yeah. You become the domain expert. So over time, that's experience that becomes very valuable. People macam us, if we are platform provider, we don't go to all the domain kan. But if we are becoming part of the system integrator, we must be a domain expert.
Yes.
So the domain expert or the system integrator may learn now understand which kind of sensors survive the outdoors. They have tested it out. They know where to place the devices to avoid any damage.
Yes.
They may learn how farmers prefer to receive alerts. Bukan macam kita kan, kita receive alerts or different things kan. So they may learn what kind of dashboard which is useful for the farm. So dashboard not the same as like the building management. So agriculture is different.
Yes.
So that knowledge is not easy to copy. It comes from being on the ground.
Yes.
So you must have a system integrator in the expert of what? Agriculture.
Hands-on lah.
Hands-on.
Maybe you can give some example about cold chain and also fleet monitoring. Because this is also a strong case, doctor. Use case for IoT.
Okay, banyak contoh tak?
Kena kasih contoh.
Okay. So cold chain ni apa? Rantai sejuk.
Gitu. Takkan kayu dia.
So the cold chain monitoring business risk is easy to understand lah. Business is easy because why? If the temperature is wrong, the goods can be damaged.
Yes.
So this is very serious lah for food, traveling, transportation.
Yeah, especially for perishable item.
Perishable, the frozen products, because by the time they send to the supermarket, they have to check whether are you maintaining with the right temperature, because kadang-kadang daging-daging tu kalau you below temperature mana rosak. So kenapa dia dah sampai after a while, dia kata selalunya seminggu boleh tahan, now it's only 1 day or 2 days,
or worse, it can be poisonous or toxic
poisonous. So they, once that thing happen, they would ask why you are sending damage, perishable damage. So where is the compliance? Do you
quality,
do you comply to this kind of temperature? Dia kata only halfway good temperature, halfway transportation kan. So they have to ensure that they have that data to prove, rather than bila dia kena penalized, they have that data. Otherwise if you don't have data, then sorry,
they have the facts at least.
So you can get the penalty. So what we are seeing is that the IT platform can collect the data from all these sensors, the location of the GPS. So but what we are seeing, the system integrator can build a cold chain service layer. So like you said just now lah, data is one thing, the service layer is another thing. So the service layer is what? To talk about the compliance, the proof, the response times, is all within this data lah. So that information needs to be recorded. So the service may also include other things like temperature monitoring, the breach alerts, driver notification, where this driver go around, delivery history, customer proof, incident logs, maintenance alert. So all of this, it's not merely showing data, it is actually protecting the product quality and also gaining the customer trust.
That's actually a very good point, doctor. The customer is not buying the temperature data only. They are buying confidence that the goods are being handled properly.
Yeah. So you pay because you have that confidence, kan?
Yes.
So that's what the service layer matters. So when we talk about the service layer, that's where the value comes in, the money where comes in. So when the customer asks, can you prove? Can you prove that the shipment stayed within the required temperature range? So they have the proof. The system can show the answers.
Right.
So that proof is valuable. Because if you don't have the proof, you might be penalized by millions of ringgit.
Oh yes.
So
Tak
yeah, now we're
pasal-pasal.
talking about ESG and so on and so forth.
Yeah, rugi je. Okay. Maybe right now, maybe we can talk about the vertical focus. Some system integrators may feel that focusing on one vertical is risky because they want to take every opportunity. Okay. So why do you think focus is important here?
Yeah, after a while, you found that we have done livestock. Now we want to do healthcare. Then you have to do building engineering.
Until we are expert in everything.
Kan? So we want to do diversify our business lah. So yeah, it depends on sometimes the market is too small that we cannot focus on one area because the market is too small. But people tends to diversify the area. But do they have the right expert? Kan? But actually, the focus makes the message much more stronger, sharper. The delivery can be more stronger in a sense lah.
Okay.
So if you ask the integrators, he says that we do everything. Kan dalam kita tengok the website, application apa dia buat, semua dia buat.
Everything under the sky.
Smart ni smart tu. So everything is this system integrator have all the domain knowledge kan? So you tend to ask that. So customers may not remember lah when you say everything. So but if you say that we specialize in smart energy monitoring for commercial buildings, then people understand immediately. So a vertical focus is what helps the integrator to build that trust, how they can build the reusable knowledge for in that area lah. So when they work repeatedly the same area, they begin to notice that patterns. So they understand the common problems that I said just now, the common objective, the dashboard requirements is much easy. They know exactly common alert, common maintenance issues. So even without the other customer ask what they have, they can apa kata orang tu, convince and even impress your customer that I know your problem.
Yes.
I can help you in this problem. Even when the other customer also have not even kata orang tu experience or express what are their problem. But
we know it.
You know it. That's where you can convince your.
You can see the expertise already.
You can see you can convince the potential customer who is still trying to figure out.
I'm not too sure.
Is this the only thing that I can look at? No, in fact, you can do more. You can save more. So this is where the integrator punya expertise comes in lah. So knowledge becomes an advantage for a system integrator who actually focus in the area.
Okay, so it means
Jack of all trades, master of none. It's not good.
Master of none. Okay. So the integrator is not just collecting projects. They are collecting experience that can become their intellectual property.
Yeah, I think that's the idea. Whenever you do any project, you try to gain as much knowledge in that area lah kan. So the experience becomes valuable when it's been captured, when it's structured, become a playbook. You can reuse it. So the knowledge only stays in the head of the engineer. So it does not scale. But if you becomes like a playbook, as mentioned just now, it become a checklist, become a template, a proposal, demo, training guide, managed service package, then the business becomes stronger.
Very nice.
So now you're not selling like 3,000 ringgit subscription, but you can sell 30,000 ringgit of your value added services.
Right. Dr. Before I move on, there's one from Up High Techs. Suggestions. What if you guys partner up with local hardware provider like Cytron Technologies to package favorite IoT platform with their hardware? I have used few of their IoT controllers gateways in my projects, but they didn't include any cloud IoT platform. Nice.
Good, nice. We have approached them. Okay, we do have approached them to package it out. So it's good to know that you mentioned that there is no IoT platform. Maybe the mechanics of bundling and putting our services with them is not packaged well. So I think that's the idea of how to bundle into you buy off the shelf is something which is different. But it's not only Cytron alone, but we do have different kind of bundling solutions which we do this for IoT training, for example. So we have another company who provide an IoT kit. It's not Cytron, but IoT kit. But you can use Cytron. Also, we do have it.
Yes.
We buy Raspberry Pi.
Yeah.
So we buy Raspberry Pi and we bundle the IoT platform for training purposes. It's not like what you're saying. You go to Cytron, you buy a package with IoT. It's not there yet. So, but the way that we have been doing now is mainly packaging through our training. So, if your hardware provider can work with us, bundle the IoT solution, IoT platform, and then you can sell that as a, for developer,
to your clients,
for example. Tapi this topic is mainly beyond that. This topic is about system integrator who puts pieces and together. They bring the hardware, they need the platform, they work with IT connectivity, they build the application or the service layer, and that is what their business is lah.
Yes.
So now we're actually creating the ecosystem where we actually want to have others to build their own solutions. Yeah, it's not like we go out and create more products. So for us, we are helping you guys. This apa?
High-Tex.
High-Tex. So, for example, you have a business, you can bundle the solutions with us and make that part of that, expand that as part of your business. So we work with hardware partners too, not Cytron alone, but hardware partners. We have our favorite partner network, kan?
Yes.
So there are hardware providers from Malaysia and also from Taiwan, from Korea, So these are China, kan?
Yeah.
So they are hardware providers. But what they need is actually platform, work with us, and we bundle the solution together with them lah.
Okay, thank you for the for the suggestions.
Dia gelak senyum apa?
Itulah, ada yang angry apa tak? Just putting everything. No
Okay,
worries.
it's okay guys, but
No
you can give us more questions here
Yeah.
before we end our talk
Our
today.
santai here.
Favorite Sebang Santai.
Okay, Doctor, let's go back to our title today. One platform, one IoT platform, many players. So how does one platform support many different system integrators?
Okay, like I said just now, a platform like Favorite, we are very horizontal, a kitchen. So it's a shared foundation. So it's like a kitchen that can do many things. So it handles device connectivity, data collection, dashboard, API user management, and so on and so forth. So, but the system integrators can come in and they can build different solutions on top of the platform. So the vertical part, they put the service layer there. So they can build different solutions on top of the same foundation. So it's just like you have a one platform, big one, the area, you can build multiple houses, tenant lah. So one partner, we can have one system integrator who build focus on smart buildings.
Suddenly that's me just now.
Smart buildings. Another may focus on smart farming. Another focus on smart city or smart factory. So another one can focus on macam-macam environmental monitoring and so on and so forth. So they themselves who come in onto the same platform like us, they do not compete each other lah. So they are different market. So each partner can choose which vertical that they want to build. So you have a land, you build a vertical. So how big is your vertical? It depends on how expert are you in the area. So that is your market space.
Okay. So Favorite does not need to solve every industry problem alone lah macam ni.
Yeah, that's the idea. Initially, Zura, I think we try to in our business, in our early days, we try to build a solution which is end to end, a certain vertical for healthcare.
Betul.
So we have a rakit, wearable device, and meant for the elderly and for the pilgrimage. So that is our market segment. We provide end-to-end solution. And then we say that, okay, we meet other customers, they ask for other things. So we cannot build every time when they meet, they ask us to build different solution. So it's taking us a lot of effort. So we thought that, okay, rather than we build one by one, meeting the customers, we say, okay, let's be honest, we don't have that resource to do that. Let's help the others. So we want to help the others to build their own vertical. That's where I think the system integrators functions come in lah.
Yes.
So that's why the ecosystem is very important.
Yep.
So no single company can understand every industry very deep.
Yeah.
So a platform provider can only support many cases, But the system integrator that comes in, they come in and bring their domain knowledge. They have the customer relationship. They have been building this for many years with their customers. They know the deployment experience, to deploy in a livestock environment in a very rural area. They know that. Even in the forest, we don't have that expertise. They know the expertise.
Yes.
So, but when the platform and the system integrator, they work together, they work side by side like this, side by side, so they become stronger as well. So your building energy is more, kan? So the platform becomes, then the platform becomes more widely used.
Okay.
So while the system integrator build solutions faster without rebuilding the technical foundation. So rather than they build, everyone have built their own foundation. They use the foundation that we have built, Favorite have built.
Right. Okay, let us introduce a little bit of a technical term, but we keep it simple, okay? Multi-tenancy. Okay, so why should system integrators care about this, Doctor?
So multi-tenancy means you have one platform can support multiple customers. So they support separately lah. So think of it like apartment building. You are staying in an apartment kan, Zura?
Condo.
So you don't live together with all the people kan. You have your own apartment room kan.
I don't share.
So the building infrastructure, the whole infrastructure you share. You share the same gym, same swimming pool, same apa lagi?
Banyak lagi.
The garden. Kan?
Yeah, the garden.
So all these facilities are being shared, but you have your own apartment. So this is what we are talking about. The building infrastructure is shared, but each tenant has a private unit lah. So in IoT it's the same thing. So we have system integrator. Once they come in, they can manage many clients. They can manage many clients on the same platform foundation.
Right.
So this is their client. In agriculture, they have 10 clients in agriculture. This is multi-tenancy for their. So they are building a big apartment. They are vertical. In this apartment have their own rooms, private unit. So they have different customers. So they make sure that each customers punya client database, client data is very well secure. So this is very important for them.
Okay.
So very important for scaling lah.
Alright.
Because without this multi-tenancy, so each customer may require completely separate setup.
Okay.
So then it becoming, you come in and say that I want this, I want that. You have to build another building. I don't want to do that. I mean, this building foundation share. Takkan you must have your private swimming pool, you have private gym.
Banyak swimming pool nak buat.
So if you can pay, it's okay. But if you cannot pay small things that you are sharing because you don't use it every time, then you should be sharing lah, kan? So that. If the foundation is the most expensive part lah,
right?
So
betul.
you don't build your own foundation.
Right.
It's very expensive and difficult to manage. So with multi-tenancy, everyone is sharing. So the integrator now can onboard new customer faster. So you're using a similar infrastructure. Tak payah lagi nak korek tanah, to build. So this is like just imagine building a building lah.
Right. So I mean, if I were to use the example just now, say I am the system integrator for smart building tadi ya. So let's say if I were to use Favorite, that means to say I can actually serve TRX, serve KLCC using the same platform.
The same platform.
Macam
so
gitu.
You don't have to invest again that foundation, just using the same foundation, but the service layer that you have built, and then
for different customers.
Our platform is able to give multi-tenant.
Correct. That's the beauty of that. So basically, this will help the system integrator to move from one-off projects to a more scalable managed service model.
We want you to become rich. Yes. We want you to become successful.
Thank you.
So, kan?
yes.
Of course, your first customer requires more effort lah.
Yeah.
Because as a system integrator in this area is still very, they're still learning. Try to design the service, but after the foundation is ready, the next customers come in, the onboarding process is going to be very easy.
Yep.
So this how system integrator can move from custom delivery to repeatable. So we want to have repeatable. So rather than 1 year you can only serve 2 or 3 customers, now you can serve 20 or 30 customers.
Let's expand.
Yeah, so you can expand your business. You can create more recurring revenue, for that particular. This year lah, for example.
Exactly. Yeah, this is a topic where many businesses care about, Doctor. Revenue, like what you said just now. many system integrators earn money project by project. So why is that model risky, Doctor?
So, you know, Lazura, project revenue can be very unpredictable. The company may win a project this month, complete the work, issue the invoice, and then spend another few more months looking for new project again and again. So that takes, so it's very tiring. So it creates a lot of pressure. So some months look good, some months are quiet. Cash flow becomes difficult to manage. So especially when project approvals are delayed, you know, so there are certain months are very dry and so on and so forth. So but IoT system integrators, they have a chance. They have a chance now when they build a recurring revenue because they use the same foundation just now. So they can continue to operate after installation because that is the service that you're providing to one customer, and that customer is a recurring revenue. While you are building another for customer, they get once you have multiple customers, that is the multiple customer revenue stream lah.
Yes.
So
because you already become the expert for that market.
Yes. The best part is, you know, while you're searching for project, recurring revenue comes in and to help you with your cash flows. So that ongoing value can be offered as a monthly also if you want to, or yearly service.
That's the best. Well, so instead of only selling installation, the system integrator can actually sell monitoring, reporting, support, and also advisory. Can, Doctor?
Yeah, we don't want to system integrator. What do you do? I install. No, you do more than that lah. You sell the recurring service, the monitoring part, the reporting, the support, and so on and so forth. So that business model becomes more stable.
Right.
So we want to see a lot of our system integrators can charge for the platform for subscription, device monitoring, managed support, you know, all the things that we have mentioned just now, the SLA part. So then you're going to see your relationship with the customer becomes more continuous. It's not like one off.
Yes.
So the integrator is no longer like a vendor who comes in during the installation and then after that dia disappear lah.
Touch and go ke?
Touch and go. Touch and go pun ada nampak dia habis.
Recurring
juga. But this one is like touch and go juga lah. So touch and go there's no more, you're not meeting the customer.
Because project habis kan.
So once you have that recurring revenue, you keep in touch with your customer. So they become part of your customers in your operation lah. So this vendor or this system integrator is key in delivering the solutions for the customer.
Right. Okay, Doctor, this sounds like a strong opportunity, but many integrators still do not productize their knowledge. Why does this happen, Doctor?
There are few reasons, like I said. I think first, many system integrators, they are too busy delivering projects.
Okay.
Bidding tenders. They have this project something like this project something like that. Kan? So they move from one side to another without taking time to document what they have learned lah. So far. Second, I see that they assume every customer is completely different. You know, sometimes, of course, each customer has some unique details lah. But in many cases, large portion of the solution can be reused. So, you know, you look the car different, but in fact the car have same foundation.
Same engine lebih kurang
engine, the body, the chassis, the tire, they are still there. It's not like the tire is going to be square.
Right.
So the foundation is still the same. There are some certain common things can be reused. So the third part is that maybe they do not package the solution clearly, so they might have a good experience, but they do not turn into a product name. So they've done this into a project, but they don't name is Zura X1, Zura X2.
Smart building.
So the name of it, I don't know what building they have. Okay. So they should turn into that marketing.
Okay.
So you might have your own product demo or product brochure. They can show your pricing model. So they are not prepared to do that.
Okay. Is there any?
So the fourth one, I would say they are afraid to focus. Why? They worry if they focus in one vertical, they might miss another opportunity in other areas. You know. So when whatever tender that goes out, they participate.
Right.
So they don't want to get to miss it. So, but focus does not mean rejecting everything forever lah.
Okay.
So, but it means building a strong identity first.
Okay.
Kan?
Well, that's a useful way to say it. Focus helps people remember what you are good at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember the days when, in the early days of Favorite, we have so many products, and we tried to explain what Favorite offers.
Oh man.
So by the end of the day, people don't remember what Favorite is.
Exactly. You do everything.
What exactly that you're doing? We explain 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4
And
products.
I got stuck as well.
So you also have lost the identity.
I got lost.
You got lost identity. So that's what we call lost the focus lah. So now when we talk about Favorite, they immediately says that Favorite has an IT platform.
Yes.
You know, but we actually try to turn more than beyond the platform. We are helping people to transform their data into operations.
Decisions.
You know, to make act. So they connect, they understand, and they act upon the data.
Correct.
So it's no longer just providing a platform, but we do more than that. So that is the platform that we are building for them lah. So if people cannot describe what you do clearly, they will not refer to you easily. So even the marketing messages are very important. So clarity helps.
Oh my God. Really?
Helps the sales lah. Betul tak?
Seriously. Yes.
Yeah.
If not, it's all over the place.
About the place.
Okay, Doctor, let us turn this into a practical roadmap. If I am a system integrator again, okay, and I want to build a vertical IoT business using Favorite, so where should I start?
Okay, system integrator
Yes,
Okay.
I'm listening to your
Which
advice now.
system integrator? You nak jadi apa?
Tadilah kita cerita building je lah.
Okay.
Tak boleh buat benda lain
Okay.
dah.
So you're very well focused.
Oh yes, exactly.
Okay. So I would suggest first a single roadmap. First, choose one vertical where you already have some understanding of access.
Okay.
So you're saying it's a smart building. So that is your vertical.
Okay.
So
Energy focus.
You know, you can be on other things lah. Agriculture ke, smart monitoring. Choose one.
Yep.
Okay. Now second, identify the repeated pain in that vertical. Look for the problems that happen again and again. So if you talk about energy, it could be energy wastage, temperature breach, water overflow. So it depends lah. Machine downtimes depend on which vertical you are. Manual inspection, late response, late reporting. So these are different problem statement in different verticals. So if you look at your vertical, you might have that repeated pain point again and again. So the third thing is that you define the data that needs to be monitored.
Okay.
So then you know exactly in the building what are the sensors required: the temperature, humidity, vibration for earthquake, and all the energy consumption, water level, the tank, and so all of that are required. So you know exactly what data to be collected. So fourth part is that you build the first working solution. So the minimum viable product or the first product. So just use our Favorite platform to help you collect the devices, collect the data. You can create the dashboard easily, and then you can test the workflow. So that's, you know, that is your first working solution.
Okay.
So the fifth part is that you turn the first deployment into a template. You have to learn everything. You learn this deployment, then you document the device list, what you have done. Macam kita dah buat kan, itu dulu kita buat mini weather station for certain things. So we know the device list, dashboard design, how it looks like in environmental monitoring, alert rules, what to be triggered, report format. So installation method, we know exactly in the solar panel where there's no electricity, and then we can do a training notes. So these are the common issues that need to be documented.
Okay.
And then finally you know the pricing model, so it becomes like a product to you.
Right.
So the sixth part is that you can offer a solution as a managed service. So now you no longer selling hardware installation. You can do ongoing services, monitoring, bagi report, support, improvement. So then becoming a recurring revenue to you.
Okay.
The seventh part is that you can improve the solution after every deployment, because that's where your domain need keep on having a better knowledge in that area. So every customer should make the service much sharper, clearer, easy to repeat. So you want to impress your customers.
Yes.
The moment you meet the customers, belum dia buka mulut, I know your problem. Wah,
I already predicted already. Predicted.
In fact, kalau when you meet a customer and you mention that the customer says I might monitor this. If you are able to tell them other than that you can do this, the customer will get more impressed because it has never thought in their mind, but actually the problem is there. Then they respect you, trust you. But if you don't have anything at all, no knowledge, and you try to teach your customer something which is not their problem, and then they lost respect.
Correct.
They are saying, what this? You are only slide presenter saja kan?
That is not important for me.
That's not important for me. This is not we are looking for. This is not our problem. Then you lose the trust, you lose the respect, recognition from them.
Correct.
So that's why I always insist whenever we go for meet the customers, we have to learn about their problem. We have to understand their pain point.
Yes.
Before we open our mouth. Otherwise, we ask the problem. So that
wasting our time and their time.
So at least when we talk to them, if you don't know, we ask a lot more questions.
Yes.
Probe it and come back and then learn and then come back to them and propose the right solution.
Right.
Don't be so apa kata smile like
Please don't. Anyway, Doctor, all your points are very, very practical. The key is not to stop after the first project, but to convert the learning into a repeatable offer to many other clients.
That's why I always say, I think the first project should be the beginning of your product playbook.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe we can talk about some mistakes, Doctor, that system integrators should avoid. So, what mistakes should system integrators avoid when building their IoT business?
Banyak mistake lah. I think.
Banyak mistake. Oh man.
Okay, the first mistake is that they're selling dashboard.
Oh yeah. It's always we really heard
the
this
tender pun
many times.
Dashboard. They think that is the final outcome. Okay, the dashboard is useful. It's just like a window. A dashboard is like a window, but what do you see inside the window is more important lah.
Yes.
It's not the window itself. So dashboard is only useful when there's something you can put in like decisions and actions that be taken. So the second mistake is that over customizing every project. So too much customization makes it difficult to scale and support because sometimes dia tak pakai pun. Dia nak sikit. I want to have this, but you need to customize. Okay, we can charge, but then finally it's not really, not that important.
I see.
Because the moment you customize, then you're going to have very difficult to maintain for every customer. Every customer have their own customization that you need to maintain the source code, the different process, different workflow. So if that's the case, it's going to be very difficult to support, and one thing is to scale pun satu thing.
Okay.
So the third mistake is ignoring the user training.
Oh, okay.
So many users the projects fail because users do not know what to do, when to see the data. We have been talking about alarms, so many alarms just now kan, and then we also get confused about to understand the alarm itself.
Exactly.
So but we need to train the user that this is how the alarms look like when it's different color, with severity level, the status. So it must be taught clearly so that the user who watch the alarms, they know exactly what it is.
They understand what they're seeing.
So you cannot ignore to train the users to do that.
Okay.
Kan? So I cakap banyak tadi kan mistake. So the fourth mistake is choosing a closed system. Closed system that locks them into one particular hardware vendor. So this is a big problem. So what system integrators need to ensure that it must have flexibility because every customer requirements vary. So you always see that when we buy a certain hardware, sometimes the customer buy the hardware first before we recommend them. Then by the other day we found out that the hardware is not open. It's only limited and close to a certain vendor specific. Proprietary in a sense. So we want to ensure that it is open so we can always integrate with others.
Yep.
So the fifth mistake is that it's competing only on price lah, as I mentioned to you just now. If price is the only weapon, then someone will make it cheaper than others lah.
Yes.
So then you will have difficult to compete pricing in a way. So you have to find ways of how to differentiate yourself. And the sixth mistake is about forgetting the maintenance. So IoT devices actually, when it operates in the real world, where power, connectivity, the weather, the dust, everything, even the human behavior or the animal behavior can affect performance.
Yep.
So it's not something like you install it once and then it operates the whole lifetime.
Yes.
So maintenance is important, guys. It's not like, okay, we install, we launch, we cut ribbon, then we forget.
It's gonna be there forever.
Then
No.
when we ask for yearly maintenance, no, I don't think we need yearly maintenance. I think we just, we think that this can be forever lah, for 5 years.
No, that is so wrong.
Okay, the last mistake, the seventh mistake is ignoring the recurring revenue. This is the opportunity being lost. So every project is treated as one-time job. Okay, it's good if it is big and then finally you have to find another new project lah kan. But when it is recurring, then it's good lah.
Yes.
So you want to ensure that the recurring revenue help you your cash flow. So one-time job normally will remain unstable in a way lah.
True. I mean the maintenance point tadi, Doctor, is actually very real lah. IoT is not something we install and then we forget. It's not happening that way.
Yeah, cut ribbon, forget.
No way.
So IoT ni is just like a baby also lah. Once you install, you will still need to care.
Yes.
So we know that the baby will grow and something like that kan. The sensors also will drift. Sensors drift tu surah.
Drift kenapa?
Drift in the sense kata you letak dekat sungai, measure the water quality, when it collects dirt and all that, so the data can be drift. So instead of this data, dia change dia lagi sikit. So it needs to be clean and all that. So sensors drift. So you need to recalibrate. So gateway may lose connectivity. Sometimes the gateway is there and then suddenly there is tree in the middle with the foliage and the stop connectivity. So you have to ensure sometimes it's not the gateway problem, it's only the environment. Okay, so then suddenly you see users also might change. So the users or the owner or the ownership of the system, the platform, and then even the business requirements might also evolve in terms of changing. With AI coming in, there's no more people handling this and change of jobs and so on and so forth. Who's taking care of the password and username also, you tend to forget.
Yes.
Okay. So there's a lot of things. That's why a managed service model makes sense. So you have a system integrator who can manage your service. So you just outsource it to them.
Right.
You don't have to depend on your staff.
Okay. Maybe we can speak to the end customer for a moment. Okay, Doctor. If someone is planning to buy an IoT solution, what question actually should they ask from the system integrator?
What do you think, Zuna?
Biasalah, customer kan. So how much? That's always the golden question.
Okay, so customers should not only ask about the price lah.
But that's what happens.
They always ask about the device price, the dashboard features. They should ask other questions. So they should ask questions like that connect their technology that they have purchased to the operational value. So they should ask whether the integrator that comes in has done similar projects before. Do you have the experience to do that? Yeah. They should ask what kind of decisions the system that they build will help them make. So they should ask who received the alert, what happens after the alert, and how the report will be used by management. So this need to ask the end user lah. So then we are very clear when we build something it's meant for them. So they should also ask whether the solution can scale with more sites, whether their data is properly being separated to have this client cannot see their data, so it's a multi-tenancy. So what kind of support is provided after the deployment? So most importantly, they should ask how success will be measured. How success will be measured.
Okay, so customers, remember, this is what you need to ask. Okay, so this is actually very important because sometimes people buy technology without defining what success looks like.
Yeah. If success is not being defined early, the project becomes very weak from the start.
Right.
Yeah. For example, when you build a building energy project lah that you build, a success mean what? mean reducing after hours energy wastage. You know, in the cold chain area, for example, success means proving the temperature compliance. I prove this.
Yes.
In farming, success mean improving the response to irrigation problems or yield high dan sebagainya.
Right.
In flood monitoring, the success means early warning and faster action. So you don't meet that, then actually it fail. So the goal must be very clear.
Right. What you intend?
Intent, yes. Belajar tu.
Belajar kan?
Intent and context.
Yes. So let us bring Favourite into this discussion, Doctor. How does Favourite support system integrators who wants to build these vertical solutions?
Finally, this is where Favourite comes in.
Yay! My favourite. My favourite. Okay. Kamu pula. Alright.
Betul.
Muhammad Anwar Maisa. Someone looks upset. Who?
Kenapa tu? Tak tahu.
Me, doktor. Kalau I sebab I batuk lah tu je.
So, Favourite actually provides the ready IoT platform foundation. So that foundation is very important because system integrators, you do not need to build the back end from zero because it takes you years to build a very solid foundation. So you can connect. They can connect the devices, send the data, create dashboard, manage users, build applications around this platform. This helps them move faster than focus more on the actual customers lah.
Okay.
So the important point is that Favourite does not replace the system integrators.
Yes.
We actually support them. We support them. We provide them the platform layer where the system integrator builds the industry service specific area lah yang mentioned to you just now. So you can own the system integrator owns the customer relationship. You own the domain knowledge if you're in that area. You even own the service package that you have built on top of Favourite, and the delivery experience is you. So the customer sees you. What Favourite gives actually give the technical base that we have to move faster for you to move faster and reduce development burden. So build it faster for your end customer.
Okay, we are always here to be your pom-pom girls. Boleh tak pom-pom girls?
More than pom-pom girls.
Memang.
We are not just
Okay, well that is actually a very important message because some partners may worry that the platform vendor will compete with them.
That's what I think. Trust is very important in any partner ecosystem.
Yes.
So the platform company must respect the role of the system integrator, and the system integrator must also understand how to build value on beyond the platform. So the best ecosystem is not where everyone fights for the same margin. The best ecosystem where each party knows its role and contributes clearly.
Right.
You can use ours, you can build yours.
Yes.
So that's it. So everyone have their own market share.
Right. So, Doctor, let us zoom out a little bit. Why is an ecosystem important for the IoT industry?
I mean, Zura, the IoT is too wide for one company, too big for one company to do everything alone. Yeah, so there are hardware partners, connectivity providers, platform providers, system integrators, consultant, application developers, and even the end customers. So every player brings something different.
Yes.
So hardware providers, they are bringing the devices. We don't build devices. It's very difficult and hardware intensive. Is different skill. So connectivity players bring network access. We are not the telcos. We have to bring the telcos.
We don't know satellites.
So
tiba-tiba we don't know satellites.
So platform providers bring the data infrastructure. People like us, Favourite is one of the data infrastructure provider. You, the system integrators, they bring the domain knowledge. You are much closer to the customer. You know the deployment experience.
Yes.
And the customers is also key because they bring the real problem.
Correct.
This is what we're going to solve.
Yes.
So these are the things that we need to solve. So when these players work together, then the market grows. So that's important for us to ensure that when delivering and solving the customer's problem, everyone is there to help each other.
Right. So instead of asking who owns the whole IoT markets, we should actually ask how different players can work together to solve more problems.
Yes, that's the idea, that the right way to think about it. So I think whenever you see there's a chart, a table, a technology layer chart, there is always a layer where every company are contributing that area. If they are hardware layers, these are the names of the logos of the companies. Connectivity are this, and then platform are this. So they want everyone have played their role together. Okay. So a platform like Fabric, for example, as I said, it's become the common base. The system integrators build the vertical solutions on top of that, and customers get better solutions because the technology support by the people who actually understand the industry. Yeah.
Okay, Doctor, maybe we can walk through a simple example again. You always don't let me ask you for example. Okay, let us say a system integrator completes one smart energy monitoring project. That's me lah tadi kan. How can they turn that project into a product?
Tanya lagi Zura.
Yes, I have to ask a lot of questions. I'm sorry guys.
Okay.
Macam nak buat business ini. Okay.
So after the project completed, I said you shouldn't close the project. You shouldn't close the file and move on. Touch and go with the one that kan. So you should review what you have learned so far.
Okay.
So then you ask yourself whether this can be repeated itself or not. What was the difficult part?
Okay.
What the customer cared actually the most in this project. Then you know exactly what alerts are very useful.
Okay.
Dashboard you need to build only use daily, not something like once a month or once a year kind of dashboard. Report that really help the management, and then you also see which device that works well and which device you don't really need.
Doesn't.
So they also should ask what went wrong, what took so long for you to build, what should be improved before the next deployment. So that is the knowledge that you need to turn this knowledge learning into a real package. It's very difficult. Once you have that playbook, this playbook costs you a lot. It's not like you cannot give to everyone. So it's something. It's a domain knowledge that turns your business into $1 million business. So if this is like a secret recipe is being given to someone else can build it, and you lose part of your business because of this. So you have that domain. Make sure that you're there. So if you're good in smart city, smart building energy monitoring service, you know your target customer who they are. Can be a commercial building, factories, campus. You know who you know what core features are required to do the energy monitoring. You know exactly the pricing, the setup fee, the monthly fee, and so the moment you have all this, that playbook that you have, you can repeat that to the next customer lah.
Okay. So the proposal it becomes easier because the structure is already there lah. What you mean?
Yeah. So make sure that this proposal you own the proposal kan. So it gives customer more confidence lah.
I see.
Because the offer looks very mature. You have already undergo this repeatable process.
Okay. So Doctor, now that IoT is moving closer to AIoT, how does the role of a system integrator change?
Banyaknya soalan hari ni Zul.
Banyak. Walaupun sakit banyak soalan.
So this is a very long session.
Itulah. Lagi you nak cerita banyak.
More than 1 hour.
Tak apa, habiskan.
Okay. Alright. What you saying?
You even forgot my question. Now that IoT is moving closer to AIoT, how does the role of system integrator change? Ada AI pula masuk.
AI pula masuk, kacau.
Lebok je kan?
The traditional IoT have to change lah kan. So AI coming in, and the IoT makes the system integrator even more important lah.
Okay.
More important. You are not being replaced.
Okay.
So you know that IoT collects the physical data from the physical world, but then you now have AI to analyze the pattern, the anomalies, suggest action. So, but AI needs context to be very useful. So whatever that you have collected, for example, if building management tadi, consumption increases, so the AI might detect the anomaly. So the system still needs the context. Is there a special event in the building? So you have to mention that, is the weather hotter than usual? Did the cannon extend operating hours? Is one chili behaving abnormally? So it will be detected by that. But that one is but if the system integrator can help define the right context, the rules, threshold and response time, then it will help a lot more lah.
So AI actually does not remove the need for human and industry knowledge lah.
Yeah, if the system integrator don't put that knowledge into the AI, then, that doesn't make sense lah. So we need the system integrator that knows both data and the customer operation. So then they can build a better, stronger AI solutions. And then they can ensure that the data decides which data matters, which pattern should be detected, what alerts to be useful, what actions need to happen, So this is the next level of opportunity.
Okay lah. So banyak ni.
Banyak.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Excuse you. Okay. Okay lah. Minta advice lah.
Okay. Are you okay?
Okay. What advice would you give to young engineers, startups, or new system integrators who wants to enter the IoT market?
Okay, Zora, my advice is simple, kan? Do not try to build everything from
Tell them. Don't tell me.
do not try to build everything from zero.
Okay.
Building a complete IoT solutions takes a long time, a lot of money, and experience. Yeah. So instead, use an existing platform lah.
Yes, like us.
And then you focus on solving a specific problem. Okay, for example a student team can build a smart classroom monitoring system, kan? A startup can build a cold room monitoring system. A young engineer can build a water tank monitoring package. A system integrator can start with one use case and then grow from there. So the key is to choose one problem, building a working solution, make it repeatable. They should always ask who will use the solution, who will pay one day for that problem, the problem that you are solving, whether it can be supported to or whether it can become a service.
Kena cari siapa yang boleh pay
Don't do everything.
Well, that is very useful, doctor.
I pergi mana-mana kat station, everyone is proud of having their own everything end to end. But the moment one is go to commercial, it breaks everything because once thing changes, they cannot support it.
It got jammed.
It got jammed and cannot do that in a short period of time.
True. So, doctor, I mean, you always say start small, but think properly from the beginning.
Okay. Dulu start small, think big.
Kan?
Think big, start small. Now start small, think properly.
Oh my God. Okay. Why, doctor? Why? Kenapa kena think properly pula ni from the beginning?
A smart solution.
Doctor Mamin. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what happened just because I'm sick today. I'm not so well. Doktor also dah join I sekali. I'm so sorry. Why? Oh God. Doctor, can you answer me or not? Oh my God. Now this session has been quite long. And me being sick, trying not to be sick. Okay. Yes.
So, because sometimes when we start with a small solution lah kan. It can grow into serious solution, serious business lah. A small solution yang dibuat very simple tu can become a serious solution if it is built around a real problem.
Correct. So because you are trying to fix the real problem.
The real pain point where people willing to pay.
Betul.
It's not something you create a problem which doesn't feel that pain point. Even though you make it big, but people still don't pay.
Exactly.
If the solution is small but solve a problem, people are willing to pay.
Because it doesn't what to say resonate with them. Kalau when you buat it's not a real problem.
Shock sendiri
which is not nice. Okay, doctor. After all this whole discussion, what is the main message you want the system integrator to remember?
Okay, the main message is that system integrators should not see themselves only as project contractors.
Okay.
This is what happened when they bid project. They thought they are project contractor, and the rest all come in to support them. So outsource here, outsource there. So that's not the role of system integrators. So they already have a valuable knowledge. They understand their customers, the size, problems. So that knowledge can become very strong business asset. Strong business asset if it is really structured properly lah. But then, after we have learned, you do not keep the knowledge only in the heads of the engineers.
Betul.
So turn that into templates, turn that into service packages, turn that into training materials, dashboard templates, management report, pricing models, or standards. Semua dah tahu. Manage services. This is how you are there. So the platform, IoT platform is ready. Okay. The market has many problems waiting to be solved.
Right.
The question is, system integrators, which vertical do you want to turn to own?
Choose your vertical.
Choose your vertical and come to our platform and can build it to your needs lah.
That's actually a very strong question, doctor. Which vertical do you want to own? Okay. So I think many system integrators should reflect on that. Maybe the opportunity is not to chase every project, but to build a strong position in one area first. Okay, so guys, before we end, can you share a few practical? Okay, can you share? Please share. Okay, Dr. jangan simpan. A few practical tips for system integrators who wants to start building this kind of business. Doctor dah tak suka. I always ask him to share things. Please share, Doctor. Yang baru nak start building this kind of business, IoT business.
Nanti before we share, I think this is about our last.
Yeah, the last one.
Last one lah. Maybe we like to hear from our friends yang tengah listen ni. Mak Anwar, Mak Isa, someone to look very upset. Siapa yang
tadi aku cakap kan.
Tak
tahu siapa yang look upset.
And anything that you like to ask first before I end this part, giving you the final tips. There are 5 tips that practical tips lah for system integrators who want to start building this kind of business. So this might be for you guys. Any questions?
Okay, maybe none.
Tak ada So because this is a very long day session. So we thought it's only half an hour, but it lasts more than 1 hour.
Oh God. Okay.
So the first tip. So you again, I think start small, think properly. So one vertical, choose the one vertical where you already have the access.
Okay.
You have the access to your customer. Maybe you want to expand it out. Use the experience that you have. You build from your current customer relationship. So do not begin by saying that I can serve everyone. No. Okay, that's your first tip. Focus. Okay. Choose a vertical, because a platform is horizontal. You make the vertical. Create that service layer.
Okay.
Second is that the tip is build around the painful operational problem. You know the customers, they have a problem. Pay attention. Customers pay attention when the problem affects a lot of things. For example, the cost, the risk, compliance, safety, productivity, service, equality. So they look at that. So you might ask and probe into these questions. That's their main pain point. Third, use a platform to reduce technical burden. Do not spend too much rebuilding common IoT functions when you can focus on the service layer. Again, the foundation part, don't build it. Work with us, we can help you. That takes a long number of years to make it stable.
Yep.
We understand how it works and where it breaks. So you build the service layer, and this is your expertise.
Okay.
So the fourth part is document everything. Document your every deployment. Make that as your playbook. So your first project should become the starting point for you to develop this playbook. Look at the checklist, the dashboard templates, alert rules, training guide, devices, pricing, structure. All of that is into this playbook. And the final part is that you have to make business out of this. Turn or create into a recurring revenue.
Revenue, yeah.
So offer monitoring, reporting, support, maintenance, analytics, review, advisory is no longer touch and go.
Yep.
You don't install, then you run away. Treat that as a managed services. Then this how it helps your business become more stable.
Okay.
Over
Well,
time.
that's actually very clear, Doctor. Thank you so much. Pick a vertical, guys. Solve a real pain, build on platform, document everything, and create recurring value. Well, I guess that's about it for today. Thank you so much, Dr. Mazlan, for today's sharing. Phew! I think this episode is very actually useful for system integrators, technology partners, startups, young engineers, and even customers who are planning to adopt IoT. The message today is simple but actually powerful. One IoT platform can support many players. The platform provides the foundation, but system integrators creates the industry-specific value. So if you are a system integrator, maybe this is the right time to rethink your role. You do not have to compete only on hardware and installation. You can build your own vertical service layer, package your knowledge, and create a stronger recurring business. And if you are exploring how to build IoT and AIoT solution using Favourite, you can visit our website or contact us directly at www.favourite.com, or you can also email us at info@favourite.com. Well, this has been Favourite Sembang Santai episode 47. I'm Zura Huzali, and with me today is Dr. Mazlan Abbas. Thank you for watching and listening. Check out our Favourite Sembang Santai podcast at Spotify, Amazon, and also YouTube channels. And please don't forget to share with your team as well. And see you in the next episode.
Okay, thank you everyone. Keep learning, keep building, and most importantly, build IoT solutions that solve real problems on the foundation that we built with Favourite.
Okay.
Bye everyone.
Bye.
See you soon.
Bye.